It seems like Drew is making it a point to show toughness, to show confidence, to show a swagger.
Imagine what he's seen these last 2 years, the amount of pressure that he's had on him, just as a kid, like now that he's comfortable, he's becoming exactly who he's always been.
Like, especially when I was young, I was in church every day as a kid.
Yeah.
And I couldn't miss no days.
Drug baby, you was getting drugged to church.
Every Sunday.
Right.
Ain't no days off. So I always grew up in the church, and my mama always told me to pray every single day.
Yeah.
And no matter what you're going through, somebody got it worse than you, bro.
No doubt.
It's perspective at the end of the day.
Real talk.
Leanne used to be policing the Hawaiian rolls. And if you weren't playing, you wasn't supposed to be eating them. But me, 310 in the cold, if you think I'm not coming in at halftime and putting down a hot chocolate and 3 Hawaiian rolls, you're drunk. You're not finna stop me. What's going on, everybody? Aeneas Hawkins here in the Family Clothesline. If you have not found your way here, make sure to stop in. You can find Family Clothesline at 352 East College Ave, of course, State College, PA 16801. Make sure to stop in if you haven't yet. If you're gonna go online, you can find Family Clothesline at www.pennstateclothes.com. Visit us in the heart of Lion Country. We have extended hours here at the Family Clothesline on home football weekends, or you can find us 24/7 at www.pennstateclothes.com. What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Aeneas Hawkins, back for yet another episode of The Lion's Den, episode 2, post-West Virginia win. I'm joined by a man who needs no introduction, Dvon J. Thomas, my guy, my friend. We're joined by somebody else, Dvon. I'll let you do the introductions here. This has been a long-awaited episode.
Man, so proud of this guy. We are here with the son of the village, Haitian sensation, king of New York, Smith Vilbert, current DN of the Penn State Nittany Lions. Strip sack guru, sack master, the guy.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir,
Appreciate that, brother.
Extraordinary. My guy is in the house. Let's get right into it. We'll get into your journey as we go here, because I think it's a story that the viewers back home don't know enough of. But having gotten to play with you in the D-line room, I understand it. I respect the journey. But you come out on Saturday after what really is a 2-year hiatus, and you pop out immediately with a strip sack. So let's get right into that moment. How did that feel after waiting so long for your opportunity to get back on that field?
To be honest, it felt good, but I wasn't going to the game, I got to get a sack out of all these years I've been out. I just came in, focused on my keys, just stay true to yourself. Everything's going to come to me.
Dvon, I'll ask you, I mean, you're a guy, I played with Smith for a long time, but obviously you two have been rocking together since day one and are still here battling with one another as his teammate. I see on the broadcast the way the entire team responded to seeing you make that play. What is your take on the matter?
Honestly, it was a long-awaited thing. Everybody sees how hard Smith Vilbert works, on and off the field, on bettering himself, just trying to come back from all that adversity. A person's character is shaped through adversity. And I think that's made Smith Vilbert who he is, in terms of what he does on and off the field. The last time that we played together was the bowl game in Florida. He just popped out and had 3 sacks.
But can we slow down?
My bad.
Do you remember what you said to me before the Outback Bowl? Now, this is my last football game of ever. I know it's my last game going into it, so I'm in the locker room pregame having fun, just talking to people I'm not finna play. So I'm like, Smith, what are you about to do today? Do you remember what you told me?
I'm going for 3 sacks.
He told me exactly what he was about to do. He said, Hawk, I got 3 of them in me. And he had I think it was the first half you had 3. So you obviously, in your last opportunity, you pop out 3 sacks, you come back again, strip sack. But I want to get back to that moment when you realize, okay, boom, I got the guy beat. Nice little jump move, swipe of the hands, strip sack. What were those feelings like in that moment?
To be honest, I was just so locked in, just trying to make sure I knocked the ball out, because I was a little bit drifting too much off field. So that I didn't have time to fully grab him. So I was just like, make sure I hit the ball. Then I saw Nas scooped it up. But this dude went a little bit backwards instead of going on field. But we still got the ball, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And let's talk about the D-line culture. And Vaughn, I'll start with you. Last week we had Deion on, and we talked about how, although Deion and Abdul may be getting the bulk of the attention, there is real depth. And guys, real depth. So I guess being a part of that group, Dvon, I'll let you kind of intro it here, but how have you seen that defensive end room play together throughout the course of the season so far?
They just learn their play styles, each other's play styles. They watch so much film and they understand that everybody rushes differently. Abdul is just gonna get upfield. He's gonna climb real high, real quick. He's gonna get to the QB fast. You know what I mean? So maybe on the other side, you wanna speed to power. You know what I mean? To cage him in, just in case he tries to escape, then you're there for it. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of things that our DNs just instinctively know about each other just because they gel so well together, you know? And I think that's held true for as long as I've been here. You know, you see guys like Jason Owe, and then you see guys like Shaka, Adisa, Chop, like the list is crazy, but you've seen all of them develop and grow together at some point in time. And then you just seen an elevation in their game. And I think that's currently what's happening now with the guys that we have in the room.
Yeah, and Smith, I want to ask you specifically, how has that defensive end room been able to gel at such a high level?
It's been good, man, because like he said, everybody got their own little unique superpowers. Like me, I already know I'm a bull guy.
I'm about to say, what's Smith Vilbert?
I put on a couple pounds, so I already know bull, maybe a little bit of finesse, but I still got the little athletic ability.
Yeah, I mean, your strip sack, it was a nice, we'll find the clip, it was a nice jump through. I mean, that's an athletic move. You're 6'6". How much do you weigh right now?
Two steps.
290. That's the thing. Smith Vilbert is a guy, I remember at one point you were taking reps at 3 technique because you got real power to you as well as athleticism. There's some things you can't teach about that. I want to ask, and Dvon, you bring up a great point. The culture of the DM room historically, from Shaka and Odafe Owe, Yetur Gross-Matos, you came into a room in 2019 with real vets, with real wisdom to share. So, I mean, what's that relationship like with a bunch of guys who ultimately went and played in the NFL? How did you learn from them?
It's still good. Like before the game, Shaka reached out to me, like what I should key on, what I should break down on, what's their keys, what's the little thing I should focus on. Like, and Jesse still reach out to me, like, stay focused, keep going. So I still got like good OGs that's looking out for me.
Yeah. I mean, like he said, they've just always reached out, try to pass on wisdom, because, you know, everybody's goal is to come out of here and play in the NFL. You know, and so what kind of OG or what kind of mentor would you be if you know you didn't reach back down to the guys on this level to try to help bring them up so that way they can join you at the next level, you know? So I think that's been a culture that we've cultivated well here, especially amongst the D-line. Yeah.
And it seems like, you know, there have been 3 defensive line coaches since you've been here, from Sean Spence to John Scott and now Deion. I mean, you guys have had 3 different D-line coaches. So, Smith, I want to ask you, and we'll get into your overall journey here in a minute, but how have you been able to adapt under 3 different coaches and take tidbits and wisdom away from all 3 of them throughout the course of your career?
I'll probably say it was a little bit different for me because one of them I was hurt, and the other time I was not there for the season. So I was just there in the background just seeing how each of them coached differently. How Coach Scott, he's like real technical on the drills, and Coach Deion, he's real technical on your technique. So like they both got different aspect on the game, but it still bring value to it.
Yeah, so my question is, you know, with the situation you had at hand, where you had a 2-year hiatus from game action, do you feel like being away from actually playing in the games allowed you to soak up more information, sitting in the background and kind of learning by watching?
I definitely did, because last year when we had Coach Gabe, I sat down with that dude. He helped me broke down the offense. Because I was a dude, like, I didn't start playing football until later on in my career, so I was still missing a lot of pieces. So he helped me a lot throughout last year.
It's all good. We can cut that out.
I was listening, bro.
But you bring up good points. I want to get into your story. They joke around and they call you the Haitian sensation, but that's not a joke. This journey is incredible. Before we get into it, I want to say, Dvon and I, it's no secret, have had our scuffles. We like to slap box. Dvon thinks he's a boxer. I think I'm a boxer. And there were many times, maybe me and Dvon would box, or I'd be in their locker room talking crazy to somebody, and then out of nowhere, Smith Vilbert, who again, they've nicknamed Smith the Haitian sensation. Smith comes out of the woodworks and is like, let's get our reps in, let's slap box. And there were many times I had to tell Smith to get the hell away from me. I'm not slap boxing 6'6" Haitian sensation. That's not what I'm here to do. But I want to get into your story. Talk to us about your upbringing, where you come from, and how you got here today.
I'm originally born and raised in Haiti. I came here when I was about 8, 9 years old. It was just me, my mother, and my sister. So we just stayed with each other. Then throughout the years, my mother met another individual, and she had another kid. That's my little sister named Shanae Favory. And we all stay with each other. So it's just been me and my sisters, to be honest, man.
So would you say they're your whys as to why you do all of this?
Well, yeah, for sure. I seen what my mother sacrificed every day, just going to work, no matter how she feeling, no matter what went through the day before. She said, none of that matters. She got kids to feed, you feel me?
So we've also been here for, many, many years. We've seen many, many different classes. We've seen many, many different players, some the most talented that anybody's ever seen go out in ways that we wouldn't expect or, from them, or just, situations that they just couldn't get out of. Yeah. What would you say has kept you sane, or what's kept you working hard and staying straight and doing the right thing on a consistent basis for the last 6 years? Like what?
I'll probably say I never want to live in regret. So each day I try to think about, especially I never want to fail my mother. So I try to think each decision, is this going to embarrass her, embarrass my family? If not, let's keep it positive, God, faith. And I try to stay positive each and every day.
Yeah, that's important, bro. It's a mental game.
For sure.
Them D-squad nights freshman year was,
D-squad scrimmage?
The D-squad scrimmage.
What?
Oh, those are great, bro.
Yeah.
Very, they build a lot of character.
Yeah.
They build a lot of character.
Well, I think that's important to say. Like, no matter who you are, to some extent, you're hit with adversity. You happen to be on the end of being hit with adversity after adversity, and you got a lot of it. And to come out of it better, and to come out of it after a 2-year hiatus and go get a strip sack really is a testament to your stick-to-itiveness, like your ability to continue pushing on through that adversity. You come from Haiti.
Yes, sir.
You talk about your mother. You talk about your sisters. What is that dynamic like on a day-to-day? Are you able to speak to them and remember where you come from and why you do what you do?
Oh, yeah. I talk to my mother every day. There's not one day I don't go out without talking to her. And we only talk in Creole. That's the only.
That's cool.
That's the only way she can communicate.
I hear, hello, mommy. I said, yeah, he's talking to mom.
We communicate even in the household. We only talk Creole, even to my little sister. I try to get her to speak Creole. Even my older sister, because sometimes my Creole be a little bit messed up because I'm around American all day.
Right.
Understandable. But I try to keep my culture, my system each and every day.
What's up, everybody? There is a new drop here at Family Clothesline. The Home Field Apparel Mainline Collection drops on September 6th. Make sure that you're locked in so you can get yours. This premium vintage apparel collection is only available at Family Clothesline or online at www.pennstateclothes.com. The Home Field Apparel brand is filled with classic vintage designs and ultra soft fabric. It is the best quality that you can find. Make sure to find yours at the Family Clothesline. What's that transition like coming from Haiti to the States? You talk about really becoming a football player late in the process. For those of you who don't know, Smith Vilbert with the basketball in his hands is incredible. I've seen some runs at the yards of Old State. For those of you who don't know, he's really like that. But coming from Haiti and coming to the States, what were some of the difficult parts of that transition, being so young?
Well, I got a great story for you. I can tell you the first one. I remember the first time I'm coming to America, I got on a Jesus P sandal, a little shorts, and I'm saying a tank top on, bro. Swear to God. I'm on the Delta airplane. I got on. I'm cold as hell, bro. I'm cold, bro. Then we got off. First thing I see, the snow. I ain't never seen snow in my life.
So you didn't see snow till you got here. There's not snow in Haiti.
I ain't never seen snow in my life.
It's not snow.
First time I'm seeing snow. Swear to God, bro. First time I'm seeing snow. When I got out that airplane. I looked up. I tried to touch it. I said, yeah, this ain't me, bro.
No.
This ain't me, bro.
I guess I didn't think about that being a factor. So you went from Haiti, you go right to New York?
Right to New York.
Right? That's a culture shock.
Yeah, that's a super culture
February,
shock.
January, something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I want to get into it because, I'm from Ohio, so I didn't have the opportunity to really meet a lot of athletes who were from New York and spent most of their time there. But, I mean, I think at 100% rate, every player I've met from New York, from you to Disa, there's like a certain type of swagger that you guys carry because you guys really aren't known for football. And I feel like you guys kind of have a chip on your shoulder where you play even harder and tougher because you understand that stereotype. So at what point did you begin to realize that you had a future in football? What did that look like for you?
Okay, I'll probably tell another great story,
Come on,
bro.
Man, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play football throughout my whole year in high school. Like my high school football coach used to chase me down the hallway. Yo, come here. I went the opposite way. But one time, I went to try out. It was my freshman year. But I was skinny. I always wanted to get my weight up for basketball, but I was too skinny. So I told myself, I'll play football, get my strength up, then go back to basketball. So I'll play throughout camp, then I'll quit, go back play basketball. So I did that for the first 3 years.
So wait a minute. You would lift with the football team. You would take yourself through training camp, and then be like, "Nah, I'm good." You would just slide
go
back out of there.
I also played the AAU.
Your poor head coach thinks they have a 6'6" defensive end, a monster. Then he just disappears to go hoop again.
Like, bro, me and my coach, we got a good relationship now. We can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I did that for the first 3 years because I also played AAU on the side. So I played for 2 different AAU teams. Then my senior year, I told myself, be fully committed to this, bro. Then I just fell in love with it my senior year, to be honest. And I just stuck by it.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of questions about, who can hoop and who can't hoop, especially in the defensive line room.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, who do you think is in your top 3? I'm going to exclude myself because I know that's going to be a hard choice for you. Who do you think is in your top 3 best basketball and football players from the D-line room since you've been here?
Just the D-line.
Just the D-line. Since you've been here. And it's
basketball.
okay, you don't have to say my name. I understand.
In basketball.
Yeah, in basketball. And hoop. And be blatantly honest,
D-line, basketball.
Top 3.
Yeah.
3.
You can't count Hawk either.
Keep me off the list.
Yeah, just keep him off because he's asking for it. Jason
Owe.
Yep.
Okay, for sure.
Deese.
D-size. I like that. Keep yourself off the list too, Smith.
Don't worry, I got you. Humbly. I'll put you up there, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You got Dvon in the top 3.
He got handles a little bit.
Yes.
He can move for his size, bro. He can move.
So quick Dvon
appreciate
story
you,
here.
brother.
People don't know, but quick Dvon elite story. So before he even got here, it may have been actually right when you got here. So Dvon, this is my second year. I hadn't really met Dvon outside of being a recruit, like the small type of combos we'd have. And Franklin's like, yo, we got this 6-foot defensive tackle who was at my backyard trying to 360 dunk after eating a full plate of food. I'm like, if Dvon is that explosive, I got to get to Toledo now. I can't be here anymore. So Dvon really can't hoop. I'm surprised, though. I would probably go Dafe. You got to go with Disa. And if you keep you off the list, Daniel Joseph's name might come up. Wow. Okay. The pause. We got to talk about that. You don't have Daniel Joseph close to the top.
Nah, you'll probably get a text.
Ball, bro.
He did. Physical.
Yeah.
He's just trying to fight you. Yeah, I played
on some longest yard, like,
bro.
Like you got to earn your respect type
I don't
thing.
need all that right now. Bro.
Yeah, see, you're probably going to get a text later from Daniel.
Yeah, this is going to come out and Daniel's not going to like that one bit.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Smith, so, again, it was apparent to me seeing the coaching staff and the players, the way they responded to your big play specifically, it was clear that they all were excited for you.
For sure.
We're going to start with Dvon here. Why is it that they responded so adamantly and excitedly for Smith Vilbert and the play that he made?
Because it was long awaited, Like I said before, we see the guy do the work. He's had his pitfalls, he's had his shortcomings, what have you, but at the end of the day, he made it here. You know what I mean? And that play was just a testament to the hard work he put in, coming back from a major injury, which most people struggle with, coming out of it after a year. We seen how you battled back, going from not necessarily doing so well in your class to graduating and, you know what I mean? And becoming the first.
About to get another one.
You feel me? First person in your family. Well, after your sisters, right?
Yes, sir.
To graduate college. First male in your family to graduate college. Like, that's huge, bro. So, I mean, that play was just, the cherry on top. Of course, we're going to keep stacking. You're going to keep making bigger plays. But that was just the icing on the cake for everybody. So it was just happy to see our brothers succeed.
So, and Smith, I want to ask you on the flip side of it, how does it make you feel when you see all your brothers and the coaches and the people that were there for that journey, when they celebrate so hard for you? How does it make you feel to see that response from them?
It felt great, bro, to be honest. Because I told this dude right here, because I thought Keem wasn't going to come back. So throughout the whole, the first 2 weeks after the bowl game, I'm like, damn, it's just going to be me by myself. Damn, only last dude. But when him and Keem came back, bro, it just made it more special just to go out there with a big band with my brothers, because I ain't never had a full year with them.
Yeah.
Man, it just felt more special, man, to be honest. I was happy.
No doubt.
Sure.
I want to get into Dv a little bit. You guys were flying around. Honestly, The referees were helping their offense.
Oh my goodness, big time.
I know you had a stop that wasn't a stop. I don't buy that.
I mean, he was 3 yards away from the first down, so you know.
Yeah, the field goal line,
the angles, camera.
That's
angles,
all it is.
Yeah.
Angles. I want to talk about the mindset of the defense, though. You replace Manny Diaz, but it doesn't seem like anybody's lost a step. It honestly seems like the culture has continued to improve. What has it been like playing under Tom Allen, and why are you guys playing so hard for him?
Oh, just keep it simple. And have you moving fast, bro. You ain't gotta think too much. Just keep it simple. Yeah. That's how it's been.
Yeah, he tries to keep it simple. You know, it's very similar to what we were running the last couple of years. You know, and just in terms of his mentality, it's the same. You got to go get it. A tackle, effort, toughness, and that's everything that was exemplified on Saturday. You know, that was just the personification of his words, you know, on the field. That's exactly who we were. You know, we tackled hard, effort was through the roof, and we were tough as hell, tough as nails, you know. But I think that constant, consistent message all throughout camp, all throughout spring ball, you know, in this past year is what made us, you know, play like that, you know. It's ingrained in us at this point.
I feel like what people don't realize is teams oftentimes embody the personality of their leader. And like when you're watching the broadcast, they cut to Tom Allen after any big play. He's jumping up, arms up. I mean, up and down. He's going just as hard as all the players in the field celebrating. It means a lot to him. He's passionate.
He probably won't be able to talk after either. Oh my goodness. Every single practice.
That's a great sign out of your D coordinator. You don't want
guys, bring it up. Bring it up.
I want to ask you, Smith. We talked about the D-line a lot. I'm a big proponent of pass rush and coverage work off of one another. You have one without the other. One is not going to be as effective as it could be. The pass rush and the coverage was incredible. And one guy I want to highlight, and you talked to me about him, Jalen Reed. We're not talking about him enough.
Yeah.
He is a real hooper. He's flying around making tackles. He's over the top, breaking up passes. What have you seen from Jay Reed that's allowed him to play at this level at this point in his career?
I'll probably just his mindset this year. He just want to be different this year. He want to separate himself, and throughout the whole safety room, all them dudes, they just want to compete, man.
Yeah.
And they all push each other.
Yeah. I mean, Coach Poindexter, the way he has his guys playing, I mean, it's not just Jay Reed. It goes back to Brisker. Right. It goes back to Jair. It goes back to Lamont Wade. And that culture that they have instilled, have you seen that safety room continue to elevate throughout your time at Penn State? Oh,
of course. You know, that's just passed on through generations. And, of course, like you said, you know, it all starts with the leader in the room. You know, Coach Dex, he was a college football Hall of Famer. Yep. You know, played in the league. He was very successful. I believe he has 1 or 2 Super Bowl rings. So, you know, in terms of pedigree and in terms of what he's able to bring to his players, like, that's just the top of the top. You know, of course, you're going to have an incredible room when you have an incredible coach like that. You know, that holds true for every level of our defense, you know, and our offense at this point. So it's just like when you see guys like KJ and Jay Reed, and then you see the new corners, the new transfers coming in, and you've seen them competing and making huge plays. You just have to appreciate the coaching at that point, you know, just because it's been so many years of pedigree. You know, so it just continues to stack.
Yeah. So I mean, the 2 corners, Kimber, AJ, Cam Miller.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't play with any of those guys. So as a viewer, as the fan, I'm curious as to what the corner room is going to be like, because you lose Joey Porter, you lose Kalen King, you lose vets who were so impactful. I'm like, I don't know how they replace them. They found a way. Them boys are dogs. And Terry Smith again. I think he may be the longest tenure coach on the roster other than Franklin at this point. Might be, yeah. I think he's been there the longest at this point.
Yeah, and he played here like he was a coach here, or he was a player here. You know, a very great wide receiver. I might have to add. You know,
go watch Terry Smith's film.
Yeah, go watch that. You know, it'll probably be in black and white. Shout out you, Coach Terry, but you know,
don't do that. Don't do that.
But no, incredible player here. You know, and it's only right that it translates to being a coach.
No doubt. We got a lot more to talk about with West Virginia, and we'll get into the actual game, but we got to talk about halftime. I'm sitting around wondering, 2.5 hours, I think. It may have been a little bit longer that you guys had at halftime. Vaughn, I'll start with you. How did the defense stay locked in? What does that even look like to the viewer? I haven't experienced that before. I think the last time Penn State was in that situation was in 2017 at Michigan State.
Yep.
Did you guys feel prepared for that situation with the weather?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, all the coaches were calm, cool, and collected. Like they've been there before, which they have. You know, Coach Franklin was just making sure everybody was good. And then just in terms of our mentality during that time frame, it was just, you know, stay calm, stay ready, you know, stay loose, don't get too uptight. You know, a lot of the times where teams kill themselves is in the anticipation and not necessarily the execution of, you know, what's coming next. You know what I mean? The anticipation just builds it up so much that it becomes this momentous situation. And then you have all that pressure on you, and, you know, teams as a whole don't necessarily do well. You know, you see it all across college football. So we just try to stay loose, you know, sing some music. I was thinking about going up, doing the Step Up 2 dance in the rain. Yeah. Shout out Moose. And then, you know, I see the guys talking, rapping, singing some music, chilling.
Yeah,
you know.
I was about to say, so Smith, how did you stay locked in there at halftime? What did it look like for you? What were you doing?
I was just talking to my boy Caleb, smacking on remember the Hawaiian breads?
I remember the Hawaiian breads.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Smacking on the Hawaiian breads.
Yeah. Small side
gotta
story
stay
on
loose,
that though.
bro.
Gotta stay loose. And Leanne Loud, shout out Leanne, she does a great job. There was a point in time, and I know things have gotten even better since then, but I wasn't playing. So there was a time where, I think it was during COVID, resources weren't as high as they normally were. Leanne used to be policing the Hawaiian rolls. And if you weren't playing, you wasn't supposed to be eating them. But me, 310 in the cold, if you think I'm not coming in at halftime and putting down a hot chocolate and 3 Hawaiian rolls, you're drunk. You're not finna stop me. Like, that's all I got on this Saturday, these Hawaiian rolls.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's cool. It was a long time you guys had to be in there and stay locked in.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We talked about the iPads last week too. Were you guys watching film during halftime? Were you evaluating what was going on?
Yeah, it was all in-game speed, you know what I mean? So after a series, we would watch it. So it wasn't too much to catch up on when we got into the locker room. You know, we still had that original, you know, halftime time. And so we did what we usually do. You know, we went over it a little bit like, okay, I think this needs to be better. I think this needs to be better. I think this needs to be better. Okay, cool. And then we just chilled. And then, you know, we got that 30-minute notice, and it was just like, okay, cool. I mean, we've seen all the film. We know what we need to do. You know, just relax, stay calm, don't be too uptight. So that definitely was a big help, especially coming out after such a long period. Like, if there was anything that came up, right there.
Right. Smith, I'll ask you, we talked about it being a hostile environment. Obviously, you opened up on the road. West Virginia, although you made it look like easy work, they're not easy work. They're a solid program with their own history. And you guys go in there and spank them. What was it like going into a hostile environment? How did you prepare for that?
To be honest, bro, I didn't pay too much attention to all that, man.
Okay, you the Haitian sensation, though. It's
I really didn't, to be honest, man. I just
like,
want to focus on my little technique.
Yep.
Trying to go over the plays over my head. Just be loose, have fun with my brothers.
Yep.
Just don't make it too much of a big deal. Just focus one day at a time.
It's funny, man. On the outside looking in, things that seem really important, that seem really prevalent, they don't mean it's football. All that hype.
And you've seen like both ends of it. Like now you're what, 3 years out?
This is my 3rd year,
Yeah, 3 years out. So you've gotten to see a couple seasons of like, okay, from a player's perspective, this is what it looks like. But now that I'm outside, I see how people are responding to it. But as a player, you're like, okay, you know what I mean? It's nothing. So how has that been for you, you know, watching a game with people who don't have that same experience?
It's strange, man. It's strange. Like even Saturday, so I watched the game from my apartment in Downingtown, PA, and I'm watching with my girl, and like, there's a part of me where when I see you make a stop on 3rd down, I see you get a strip sack, I can be watching the game casually, eating taco dip like I was, but then one of y'all makes the play, and it feels like I'm there again. Like I'm jumping off the couch, like y'all are my dogs. This is one of the last years where I know the majority of the team still, and people contributing on the field. Like, it's a different experience because, again, when you're playing, and Franklin does a good job of talking about this, where it's like, yo, don't rush out of the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, the schedule is so crazy as a player, and you're like, you just can't wait to go home. You're ready to get some break time, but that's the first thing that you miss when you're done playing. And even 3 years removed from it, it's hard to recreate the brotherhood and the camaraderie that you have in a locker room in real life. It's just not realistic. Like that buy-in that you have, the level of sacrifice and investment that you make as a player, from winter workouts to camp to whatever it is, it's not like that in the real world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just different. Definitely a different experience. I want to get into the offense a little bit. It was explosive. It looked completely different than it has looked in the past. You guys have alluded to it. You practiced against it 100 times. One aspect I want to ask you specifically about Smith, it looked like Drew was so comfortable with pressure in his face. Was comfortable, knew where to go with the football, was delivering with confidence, stiff-arming cats, running them over, talking crazy to him. Completely different Drew.
Real talk.
Where have you seen him grow at? How has he gotten so confident to this point?
I'll probably say just how calm he is in that pocket. Especially the O-line this year. We got JB. You got big dog Sal coming back.
Yeah. Shout out Sal, man.
Like, come on, they got Vega.
Yeah.
Like, we got good individual O-line this year.
Listen, if you're looking for your NIL jersey, Family Clothesline has what you need. Over 120 of the Penn State football players are exclusively working with Family Clothesline to bring to you their NIL jersey. Each one of Family Clothesline's NIL jerseys features the official patch that lets you know that these jerseys are the real deal, super authentic, and they directly benefit our Penn State Nittany Lions. Jerseys are available in both navy and white, and the sizes go up to 3X in both adult and youth sizes. This jersey program benefits the players in a great way. Make sure to go get yours at www.pennstateclothes.com.
Yeah, for sure. And on top of that, like, imagine what he's seen these last 2 years. You know, the amount of pressure that he's had on him. You know, just as a kid. You know, like, I feel like people tried to label him so early before he really got a chance to get comfortable. Now that he's comfortable, he's becoming exactly who he's always been, you know? And I feel like that's that play with attitude mentality, play hard, play like I got a chip on my shoulder at all times, you know what I mean? You're not necessarily playing, to appease the people. Now he's just playing and being himself. Yeah. So
it seems like he's taking a big step as a leader. And I think another thing that probably gives him confidence is he's not going to play many defenses, if any at all, that are better than y'all. Right. Like, he's seeing his best competition on Tuesday and Wednesday every single week. Like, he has to be locked in during the week. Right. He's getting real reps against elite talent. I think another thing, too, and that we'll have to ask Drew ourselves, I don't want to speak on it too much, but as a player, even if you ignore everything or try to tell yourself you're ignoring everything, you hear at least some of the narrative around who you are and what's going on. It seems like Drew is making it a point to show toughness, to show confidence, to show a swagger. And a lot of that, like you said, comes with reps. And he's got reps under his pocket. And another guy I want to ask you about, Bo Pribula, jumps in there. Bro was an athlete. I played with Trace McSorley. I don't want to put too many expectations on Bo, but he's got the same type of swag to him. What's it been like playing against Bo every day?
That's two different type of individual, but they don't got their little superpower. Like, I remember this one time with Bo, I had to peel with the running back, but Bo kept the ball and he went outside. I try to hawk this dude down. It ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
Bro, he's different.
Bo's he's got some wiggle.
Yeah, bro, I love Bo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Bo just offers a different look, and he just got that, like, what? Like, he got that, he just got something to him. Like, he not just back there playing QB. Like, he'll tote the rock like he Marshawn. You feel me?
He gonna talk.
So, like, he gonna talk. And he gonna talk. Like, he gonna talk. So, you know, that's always kind of been Bo. You know what I mean?
But what's it like having two different quarterbacks that you have so much confidence in? Like, I feel like it's very rare for a college football program to have two guys that if they go in the game, the whole team's like, we're good. We got him at the helm. What's that like?
It's reassuring, you know, like, you know, God forbid anything happens to one of them, you know, I know the other one is just going to step up and, you know, perform like they've always been doing, you know what I mean? So it's definitely reassuring and it's calming, you know, that allows you to play a lot looser on defense, you know, not so uptight, you know, just playing football. You know, a lot of teams, they play to be right, and that oftentimes leads them to play slow, you know what I mean? But we just play so free and so open, you know, one, because of our mentality, but two, just because, you know, we got the guys on offense that'll produce.
No doubt about it. Smith, I want to ask you specifically about your relationship with Deion Barnes. I can remember being a player myself, and at that point in time, Deion was still a GA. But after practice, you know, he worked with everybody, but it was like he took those DNs specifically and really tried to take them under his wing. And he does such a good job at coaching technique, specifically with those DNs. How has that relationship affected who you are as a player now?
I mean, Deion has helped me with my ability tremendously throughout my whole college year when he was there, because I didn't know how to pass rush good. You remember me freshman year? I didn't know how to pass rush at all freshman year. So when Deion came aboard, we stayed after. It was a couple of dudes like D's, me, couple D tackles. Stayed after practice, get a couple of hand work with them. Then we do the same thing before practice. Then during the summer, I remember me, D's, and AK and Jesse. We go Deion backyard, get some work with him. So, like, he really tried to help us.
Yeah. You can tell when you got a player's coach and somebody who's been there before. I think it was Justin King, actually, who, as we know, very well connected with Terry Smith. We know that relationship. He tweeted out, he was like, don't take advice from people who didn't pass the test. Meaning, we're only listening and taking coaching points from guys who have really done it and been there before. And when I look at the staff,
and Deion is really one of those ones.
Come on, he's on the
freshman
wall.
All-American, like learned under Larry Johnson, which is another legendary defensive line coach. Like when you just look at where he comes from, it's greatness is expected, Like I was saying previously about Terry Smith and just his ability, and Coach Poindexter, their ability to transition from such a successful player's career to a successful coaching career, because they've taken those that same mentality that they had when they were players and their attention to detail. That's what makes them great coaches, and I feel like he's taken that and ran with it, and that's why the D-line looks the way it does now.
No doubt.
That's why we're having so much success, because of that same mentality.
For sure. Another question I ask you, and we're getting ready to wrap up here, but first home game in Beaver Stadium, excited to be back in front of y'all's fans. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rocking. It also is the first time for both of you guys, potentially. This is the first one. So, Smith, your emotions going into Beaver Stadium for the first time, for maybe the last time, how are you feeling about that?
Like I told you, I really try not to think too much.
You're not worried about none of that. You're locked in.
Because life is simple, bro. Just try to focus on the little things, and everything else is going to take care of itself.
Be where your feet are.
Real talk.
Be where your feet are.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you knew coming into Penn State? At what point did you make that realization that really all we have is the right now? When did that happen?
Probably real talk after my injury. Because when I was out for the first year, and it was I'll take accountability because I wasn't locked in class and stuff like that. But after that situation, when I got hurt, I realized this was out. Ain't nothing I could have done to prevent the injury. So I got closer with God, to be honest, bro, and just go day by day, stay positive. Everything else gonna take care of itself.
Yeah. Vaughn, I'll let you go here in a second, but I mean, honestly, and this is real talk, there's a clear difference in where you are now and where you were 3 years ago when I was your teammate. Like, you can see the growth, and you talk about your faith and how much that has affected the growth. Can you share a little bit more about that? Where are you at now with it? Is this something that's a daily thing for you that you lean into, and is that really where the growth came from?
Yeah, you know how it is, bro. Like, especially when I was young, I was in the church every day as a kid.
Yeah.
And I couldn't miss no days.
Drug, baby. You was getting drugged to church.
Every Sunday.
Right.
Ain't no days off. So I always grew up in the church, and my mama always told me to pray every single day.
Yep.
And no matter what you're going through, somebody got it worse than you, bro.
No doubt.
It's perspective at the end of the day.
Real talk.
Just stay positive.
Yeah. Man, y'all done matured. Listen, this is so cool for me to listen to. Haven't seen y'all come in day one. Both obviously real talented, been hoopers since day one, but the growth, the maturity, the evolution has been impressive, man. It's been fun to watch. Dvon, do you have any closing questions before we get out of here?
Seeing as though you've been through, I mean, this can be an answer for both of you. Like, seeing as though you've been through, injury, trial after trial, tribulation after tribulation, what would be your advice to those going through the same things? Like, what would be your 2 cents that you would impart on somebody if you were in the elevator? What would be that, advice you would give them to keep them going?
I'll probably mostly say, like, what's your why? What's the reason you do what you do? Like, who do you do it for? Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Like, is it for God? Like, whoever you do it for, like, what does it mean to you?
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah,
I think, your why, I'll just piggyback off of that. Your why has to outweigh the adversity. Because, we talk about storms in life, and Smith, like you said, sometimes it's not if it's coming, it's when. Right. You're going to get punched in the mouth. It's not going to go how you expect it to. And that's at the moment that you got to decide, why you're doing what you're doing. If that's not bigger than the adversity you're facing, then it's probably over for you. So that would be my advice as well, is remember your why and continue to push through that. Off topic here, but I do want to ask you, you've played against some elite offensive linemen and tight ends and people that you've battled with both in games and in practice. So I'm going to ask you right now who your top 3 favorite players to compete against have been during your time at Penn State.
Juice.
Juice Scruggs.
You gotta put Juice up there, bro.
It's a lockdown.
Rasheed Walker, another big dog.
Does it have to be O-line? Can it be tight end?
He can be tight end too.
I'll probably say Brendan Strange.
Come
bro.
on, man.
That boy know how to block.
Yeah.
He's strong. That boy strong, bro.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah. No, he's crazy.
Yeah. So
And he's going to have a big year, too.
Oh, my
Him
goodness.
and Parker.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness.
so-
They've been, I see them doing big things this season.
those are ball players. Brenton, we went into Lions Den. I didn't know Brenton at this time.
Yeah.
And you know Brenton, light-skinned, pretty boy. You know, one earring.
He's sweet.
So I don't know him. I get thrown in the Lions Den versus a tight end. I'm a D tackle. I'm like, yo, I'm about to smoke this kid. The way we came off the ball and smacked each other, I've only had 1 concussion in my football history. Brenton Strange did that.
Wow.
Real rap. Brenton Strange does not care about his body. He's going to put it on the line.
Yeah,
He's going to fight you. He don't care one bit. And Juice Scruggs.
Yeah.
Juice is going to dap you up. He's not going to talk crazy to you ever.
At all.
And he's going to lay them hands on you as many times as he can.
Don't let him lose a rep. He'll say,
Yeah.
Running back.
He's going to laugh. Need you back on the line.
he just go ask Trout for the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've definitely beaten Juice a couple times, like literally probably once a year. All the reps we would take, and we'd always run it back, and I would never win the second one. And Rasheed Walker, I mean, again, you talk about violent hands. You talk about an athlete. I was losing to a lot of people. Rasheed Walker is the only man that pancaked me in Lions Pride too. Actually,
wow.
Rasheed laid hands on me one time.
Oh, wow.
Them was my guys. Those are all real
for
talents.
sure.
Like you forget about it, bro.
No, I'm never gonna forget about it. And I'm gonna catch Rasheed when he's not looking. So Rasheed, if you're watching this, I'm coming. I told you that.
So
Yeah, it's smoke with Rasheed. no, I'm playing. That's my guy. Anyway, Sarah
He got
viewers
a
back home.
pizza shop now, too. You know.
Who's got a pizza shop?
Rasheed.
Rasheed does?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Come on,
He got a
bro.
pizza
Pizza?
shop. Yeah, Maryland, I'm pretty sure.
That's what's up.
I got
Yeah, it's cool to see guys that you play with, and you watch their journey, and you see them ball out and do well and capitalize, man.
Yeah.
All those guys earned it, so that's cool, man. To all our viewers back there, I appreciate you guys watching another episode of The Lions Den. Smith, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
Big year ahead for
Appreciate
my
y'all,
guy. Stay tuned here at State Media for more content with The Lions Den, more premier guests, and the best Penn State football coverage that you can find. Make sure to like, subscribe here at State Media for more content coming in the future.